Hey guys, it's Bree. If you're new to my channel, welcome. We're so glad to have you here. And if you're back for another video, thanks for coming back and supporting. Today, we're just gonna have a chill talk about some girl stuff. We're gonna have a girl talk today. So, I am switching over to labor and delivery. Well, that transition is officially official. Your girl is a labor and delivery nurse. So I wanted to do more type girl talks on here. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna call them yet. If you guys have any ideas, go ahead and put it down below. But basically where I just talk about women's health subjects and ways to naturally improve our quality of life, because a lot of times as women, as females, we go through a lot of hard stuff that guys don't. And one of those things is during our time of the month or during our period. At least for me, I have always gotten menstrual cramps, and I wanted to do a video kind of giving you guys some tips of things that I have learned over the years. And as I get more familiar with labor and delivery topics or just OB topics in general, I want to be able to do my part in helping with the racial disparities in healthcare and like just getting more information out and more education out to more people, more women especially, so that we can have safer pregnancies, safer babies, healthier bodies. Like I said, today we're gonna start with period cramps, or if you guys are nurses or nursing students, you know that it's called dysmenorrhea. And I actually learned recently that there are two different types of dysmenorrhea, primary and secondary. And primary is when you have cramps from the very first time you start your period, so from like teenage years. And that's the type that I have. I've always, like since I got my period, I've always had cramps, and they've always been very bad. I remember in high school, there was one particular time where I got my period and didn't do any type of prep and literally went to school, thought I was gonna be fine. And then like halfway through the day, I remember throwing up like in the hallway outside the band hall. And everybody was like, oh my gosh, what's going on with Brianna? She's gotta go. That was like pretty normal for me to throw up on my first day of my period. So I tried to explain that to everybody and like to my band director, but he was not having it. He made me go home. It was a Friday. I wanted to play in the game. I actually had a solo performance that year. It was just a spiraling effect, but that's why we need to take care of ourselves and our bodies so that our quality of life don't get affected by like 3 to 5 days a month that we have our period. So, like I said, there's primary, which is like me, you got your period when you were young and you started having cramps like from the very first time you got your period. And then there's secondary, which is basically as you get older, your cramps start to arise and start to get worse. So that's like the more threatening type, and I want you guys to like really think about this and really realize which type you have, because secondary dysmenorrhea can be cause of endometriosis, uterine fibroids, lots of different things. And I mean, primary can be too, but it's more common with secondary. So this is one of the ways that you guys can figure out if something is going on with your body and let your doctor know. Like if you were always fine during your teenage years and like maybe your early 20s as well, but as you're starting to get a little bit older, maybe in your 30s or your older 20s now, and you're starting to get period cramps, that's something you should talk about with your gynecologist, your primary care doctor, whoever you go and see. You should talk to them about it, because that can be a sign that something is going wrong. Stats say that about 30% of the female population do get pretty severe cramps in their lifetime. So I want to give you guys about 10 different things you can do naturally to soothe dysmenorrhea or period cramps. So let's get right into it. Number 1 and number 2 are the most common things that pretty much everybody probably does. Number 1 is external heat. So I have a heating pad that I use that's like reusable. My mom bought it for me whenever I went off for college. and it's like a little heart. It's like a pink heart. I'll show you guys. So this is my little heating pad. Like I said, it's a pink heart. I think it's a heart. But it's a great shape because it can go right where you need it to go. Like you can sit back and just have it right there on your lower abdomen. And it's pretty perfect. You literally just throw these in the microwave for, you know, 90 seconds, a minute to a minute and a half. And yeah, it stays warm for like a pretty good amount of time. This particular reusable pad is from the brand Warmies. So you guys can look them up, not sponsored or anything. This is just what my mom has bought me. And it also has a lavender smell, which it will also be one of my tips a little bit later on. Number 2 is internal heat. Internal heat would be something like some warm tea. I wouldn't recommend coffee or really anything that has a whole lot of caffeine in it. And also don't put a whole lot of sugar in your tea. If you're gonna drink tea, just drink straight tea. I mean, I have black tea, which has a good amount of caffeine in it, but most people recommend chamomile tea or lavender tea. These things can help to soothe your cramps because obviously heat relaxes muscles. So whether it's internal heat or external heat, that is something you can do. Number 3 is exercise. And this is something that I know most people don't want to do while they're on their period. But if you exercise like the day before or, you know, the first day, really you should be exercising every day, 30 minutes a day. The benefits of this is just really great because number 1, you're getting your body in shape. Number 2, exercise releases endorphins in your body that tend to combat those hormones that cause the cramping. So you can try that. You can do something light at first and see if it works for you, like do some yoga. You know, you don't have to go and do like a full like run, but just get up. I usually tend to feel better just getting up and moving than I do when I just want to lay down all day. I tend to feel better when I'm up and moving and doing things and being productive and getting stuff done. So that is also a tip. Number 4 is omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acids are an anti-inflammatory, which decreases inflammation, which that's all that's happening is just inflammation and it's causing that pain. Obviously the contractions while it's trying to push out the uterine lining is also causing pain, but most of it is from the inflammation of the whole process. So if you can decrease the inflammation, then that's kind of the key to decreasing the pain. So omega-3 fatty acids are a good anti-inflammatory. Usually for most people you can go and eat fish, like seafood and that type of thing. You can also take fish oil pills, even though they say it takes a whole lot in order to get the same effect. So I think you have to take 5 fish oil pills, and those fish oil pills, y'all, are like huge. They're like course pills. So me personally, I don't take fish oil pills to replace. If you guys know, I am vegan, but I don't take fish oil pills. So I can't eat fish, but what I do eat is, like I said, my trail mix. Lots of nuts have those omega-3s in them as well. Flax seeds, chia seeds also have them. Tofu, avocados are a really good source. And then, like I said, you can also just take the fish oil pills, but lots of nuts have good fatty acids in them. And that's what I usually do. I get like a big old thing of trail mix. They actually have some at Walmart that will actually say omega-3 trail mix, so that's what you can get if you don't like eating fish. Number 5 is ginger, and this kind of goes along with the tea because I think most people make like a ginger tea or put ginger in their tea, but you can put ginger in a lot of different things. I think that's just the most popular thing that people do. You can also just make straight ginger tea, so you can just grind up the ginger and put hot water in there. I usually put the ginger in my already made tea, but you know, you can try that and see if that works for you as well. But ginger is also an anti-inflammatory, so that's why ginger will help you out. Number 6 is to drink more water around the start and during your period. Most people will recommend at least 2 liters of water every day, and I think that's a pretty good goal to start out with. I know some people will be like, I'm gonna drink a gallon, and I'm like, I am just not. Like, I drink water, like, that's all I pretty much drink is water. I don't drink a whole lot of soda. Actually, I don't drink pretty much any soda or juice. My friends get really mad when they come over because I don't have any juice here. It's just about the amount that you take in. So if you guys want a comparison, you will need to drink 4 bottles of water in order to get about 2 liters of water into your body. Number 7 is to increase the amount of magnesium in your diet. It's scientifically proven that magnesium is a muscle relaxant, and we actually use this in medicine. We use magnesium sulfate as a antidote for preterm labor. So basically the magnesium slows down and decreases the severity of the contractions of your uterus. So you can take magnesium during your period and it should have the same effect of decreasing the severity of the contractions, resulting in less menstrual cramping. So some ways you can increase magnesium in your diet, some foods you can eat are black beans, almonds, avocados, brown rice, peanut butter, raisins, and yogurt. My mom used to tell me to eat like yogurt covered raisins. Number 8 is to decrease animal fat in your diet. I haven't gotten to the root of why this helps, but I've noticed in my experience that my period cramps were a whole lot worse when I was not vegan and when I was not vegetarian. Dairy will also, if you decrease your dairy intake, you know, right before your period, that will also kind of help. My period cramps have gotten way less severe since I've been vegan. And I've looked up multiple studies that have shown the same thing for multiple women through a large part of our country. So you guys can look into that for yourselves, but I would definitely say to try it and see if it works for you. Number 9 is lying on or putting pressure on your lower abdomen. I find that if I lay on my stomach during my period, that it feels a whole lot better than if I lay on my back. Or even if you lay on your side, like if your left side is hurting you a little bit more, then lay on your side and put a little bit of pressure like on the left side of your abdomen, like your lower abdomen. It will help so much to just put a little bit of like pressure on there. And finally, number 10, this is a little bit outside of things that I've done for myself, but it goes back to number 1, which is the pad with the lavender scent. I do believe in aromatherapy, and number 10 is an aromatherapy technique that includes lavender, clary, sage, and rose. And they say that if you put a certain combination of these 3 essential oils and topically apply them to your lower abdomen, then it helps with the pain. So I'm very kind of excited to try this method like in the future. And if you guys have ever tried this method, or maybe methods outside of the 10 that I've even said just now, comment up below and give more tips to all the women that are watching this. Especially if you guys have tried the aromatherapy one, I want to know if you guys have tried that down below and how it's worked for you. But I did do some research, and that seems to be one of the aromatherapy techniques that works for people. So maybe that will work for you if you guys want to go out and buy some aromatherapy, some essential oils. But yeah, that's basically the end of this video. I hope you guys got some information out of this that you didn't know before. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.